You guys, the moment the first airport photos started appearing online, Army instantly knew something was different. The atmosphere felt tense. Not dangerous, but intense. Like the entire city of Las Vegas was already waiting. And then suddenly, videos began spreading everywhere. Black SUVs. Flashing lights. A massive security formation surrounding Park Jimin and the members of BTS the second they arrived. Honestly, can we talk about how unreal this entire moment felt? Because this wasn't just another airport arrival. It felt cinematic. The kind of scene you expect to see in a movie. Fans lined behind barriers screaming the members' names at the top of their lungs. Security guards moved quickly through the crowds. Media cameras flashed non-stop. People stood on benches trying to catch even a single glimpse. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, there was Jimin. Calm. Soft. Beautiful as always. But surrounded by one of the tightest security formations fans had seen during the Arirang tour so far. The rumors had already been spreading before BTS even landed. Fans heard whispers online that the group's schedule had become extremely tight after finishing their concerts in California. There were even reports saying BTS arrived later than expected in Las Vegas ahead of the upcoming American music event on the 25th. And somehow, that information only made the airport atmosphere even crazier. Because everyone knew the pressure surrounding BTS right now was enormous. The concerts. The travel. The non-stop schedules. The global attention. Everything felt bigger than ever. And when BTS finally appeared, you could feel that energy instantly. The airport practically exploded. The screaming became deafening. Phones shot into the air so quickly it looked like waves moving through the crowd. And then, Jimin stepped out. You guys. No matter how many times people see him, the reaction is always the same. Shock. Pure shock. Because somehow he always looks even more unreal in candid moments. Especially this time. His blonde hair softly framed his face beneath the airport lighting. A black hoodie covered part of his figure, giving him that effortlessly soft look Army completely loses their minds over. A mask hid part of his expression, but somehow his eyes still said everything. Tired. Gentle. Focused. And maybe even slightly overwhelmed. But despite the heavy security surrounding him, Jimin still noticed the fans immediately. That's the thing people always talk about. No matter how chaotic the situation becomes, he never acts cold toward Army. Never distant. Never disconnected. Even while bodyguards carefully guided him forward, his eyes kept moving toward the crowd. Toward the fans calling his name. Jimin. We love you. Welcome to Vegas. And honestly, hearing thousands of people scream for him inside that airport felt emotional in a way that's hard to explain. Because this wasn't a concert stage. There were no performances. No music. No choreography. Yet the energy surrounding Jimin still felt enormous. That's presence. That's star power. The kind that can completely change the atmosphere of an entire place without saying a single word. And just when you thought the moment couldn't become more intense, something happened that made fans completely lose control. As security escorted BTS through the terminal, Jimin suddenly glanced sideways toward a group of fans pressed against the barricades. For literally 1 second. One tiny second. But he smiled. A small, soft smile. And you guys. The reaction was insane. People screamed so loudly nearby staff members visibly turned around. Fans jumped up and down crying. Some covered their mouths in disbelief. Others completely stopped filming because they were shaking too much. How does he even do that? How can one tiny smile create that level of emotional chaos? That's what makes Jimin different. He doesn't need huge gestures. Sometimes one glance is enough. One smile. One tiny acknowledgement. And suddenly thousands of people feel personally connected to him. Meanwhile, the security around BTS remained extremely tight. Bodyguards walked closely beside every member. Staff members constantly checked the surroundings. Fans online immediately noticed how carefully protected the group seemed compared to previous airport arrivals. And honestly, it made sense. Las Vegas was already buzzing with anticipation for the upcoming American event on the 25th. The city felt alive. Everywhere you looked, people were talking about BTS. Hotels, casinos, restaurants. Even giant digital billboards downtown seemed brighter somehow because fans knew the members were in the city. And among all the excitement, Jimin continued becoming one of the biggest talking points online. Again. Because honestly, how could he not? The airport clips started going viral within minutes. Fans couldn't stop replaying his arrival videos. Especially the moment where he briefly brushed his hair back while walking through the terminal. You guys. Why was that tiny moment so powerful? Seriously. Can we talk about that? Because it wasn't even intentional. It lasted maybe 2 seconds. But somehow the internet reacted like the entire world stopped spinning. The way the airport lights reflected against his blonde hair. The calm expression in his eyes. The softness in his movements despite the chaotic environment around him. It felt unreal. And just when ARMY thought they had recovered emotionally, another clip surfaced. This time showing Jimin slightly slowing down near fans screaming his name from the side. Not enough to stop security. Not enough to create danger. Just enough to acknowledge them. Enough to wave briefly. Enough to make fans feel seen. And honestly, that tiny interaction might have been the most emotional moment of all. Because even while exhausted from traveling, even while running on a packed schedule, even while surrounded by intense security, Jimin still found small ways to comfort fans. That's why people love him so deeply. Not just because he's beautiful. Not just because he performs like a superstar. But because moments like this reveal the human side behind everything. The gentle side. The thoughtful side. The side that still notices people even during overwhelming situations. As BTS continued moving deeper through the airport, the crowd outside kept growing louder. Fans who couldn't even see the members started screaming just from hearing other people react. The atmosphere became electric. Almost unreal. And somewhere inside all that chaos, there was this emotional contrast that made the moment even more unforgettable. Outside? Pure noise. Excitement. Madness. But inside the security formation surrounding BTS, there was calmness. Especially from Jimin. He walked quietly. Occasionally glancing around. Listening carefully to the fans. And honestly, there was something strangely comforting about the way he carried himself. No arrogance. No frustration. Just quiet warmth. That's why even simple airport moments with him become unforgettable memories for ARMY. And just when people thought the arrival was ending, one final moment happened that completely melted the internet. As the members approached another secured exit area, fans on the upper floor suddenly began chanting Jimin's name together. Not screaming randomly. Actually chanting. Park Jae-min. Park Jae-min. The sound echoed through the terminal walls. Loud. Passionate. Emotional. And for a brief moment, Jimin looked upward toward them. You guys. The expression on his face changed instantly. His eyes softened. And even behind the mask, you could see him smiling again. That tiny reaction destroyed ARMY emotionally. Because it felt genuine. Like he truly wasn't expecting it. Like even after all these years, hearing thousands of fans call his name still touches him deeply. And honestly, maybe that's why moments like this become so unforgettable. Because beneath the fame, beneath the security, beneath the massive crowds and flashing cameras, there are still real emotions happening. Real gratitude. Real connection. Real love between BTS and ARMY. As the final videos from the airport continued flooding social media late into the night, fans couldn't stop talking about the arrival. The security. The atmosphere. The overwhelming energy surrounding BTS in Las Vegas. But most of all, they couldn't stop talking about Jimin. His visuals. His calm presence. His tiny smiles. His soft reactions toward fans despite the chaos surrounding him. And somewhere beyond the airport lights of Las Vegas, as BTS disappeared deeper into the city ahead of the massive event waiting for them on the 25th, ARMY were still replaying those moments over and over again. Trying to hold on to every glance, every smile, every second they shared with Jimin before the next unforgettable chapter begins.